Know It All Nation, what's good? It's your boy Tate in the building. Here to holler at you for a few minutes on this Wednesday afternoon. We'll be back at you two more times today for sure. Smash the gas with myself, the homie Big G. Well, I'm going to talk about Big G for a minute before we get started here. The homie Curb, then turn right around after that. Smash the gas is at 7:15. Pump Your Brakes is at 8:05. You can watch them both on the Know It All channels. You can also catch Pump Your Brakes on the Steel Curtain Network. So whichever one you choose to watch on, just tap in with us. We talk about the Steelers and the bye week on Smash the Gas. We'll be talking about getting off to a hot start after the bye. They got two opponents that they probably should be favored. Divisional game still tough nonetheless, but let's try and come out of both these with a win, and we'll talk about that tonight. Just earlier this morning, the Cleveland Browns snatched Joe Flacco out of there. I believe he had 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a 27.9 quarterback rating so far this season through the first 4 games. So they said, F it, 2 peas in the bucket, F it. And they're put good rolling with Dylan Gabriel, the rookie out of Oregon, rookie 3rd-round pick out of Oregon. Give him his opportunity. If that doesn't go well, I'd imagine they transition to Shedeur Sanders. So perhaps that happens too at some point. Then on Pump Your Brakes, we'll be talking about, do I have a graphic of Pump Your Brakes? I don't have that one. And what are we talking about? Let me just look. I want to tell you guys now what we plan on talking about. PYB. Okay, yeah, we talking about the next steps after the bye. What schematic changes they need to make? What has worked thus far? Well, what recently started working with the last game? What wasn't working? Who needs to play? Maybe move somebody here. Like different schematic changes that need to be made, and players getting healthy, players returning, and Steelers getting back to full strength. And I've been saying that all along. You guys know that. I'm going to talk about the defense here in a minute. But I've been saying that all along for a minute now. Telling you guys to relax. Shout out to some of the folks in the live chat. Jar Devil. Afton in the building. One of the Know It All's crew, part of us now. Thanks, Afton, for tapping in. Reg Rivers, 901, homie. What's happening, man? What's up, Reg? Like I said, finishing up what I was saying, just relax, be cool. And with the landscape of the ASC, I mean, who would have thought, 5 weeks ago, we're 4 weeks in, 5 weeks into this, going into 5 weeks of the season. Who would have thought 4 weeks ago the Steelers, even though Vegas doesn't see it that way, they still got the Ravens. And maybe the last odds I saw report the Ravens actually lost Lamar Jackson for two games probably at least because they have their bye, I believe, week 7. But they play the Texans, they play the Rams in their next 2 games. Those are some tough games. If they win one of those games, they're 2-5. Right? So, man, the Steelers win both the games we just talked about. They should win. We should be 5-1. So hopefully it works out in the Steelers' favor. What up, Steeler Lee? What up with you, fam? Thanks for tapping in for a minute. I'm not going to be long. Just telling everybody, like I said originally, just relax. This defense is going to start to play better. I agree with Big G. I think they found something with 13 personnel. He talked about that yesterday on Keeping It 100. I certainly agree with him. I think some of the stuff, Connor Hayward, big trash. Heard today from tight ends coach. Well, it was yesterday, but I heard it this morning. From tight end coach, what's tight end coach name? Edmonds. You know what I'm talking about. The Steelers tight end coach. Said Cam's a good football player, was real valuable to the team and all that stuff. Big G want to cut him. I don't know why. He got more snaps. Him, Spencer Anderson, and Darnell Washington got more snaps, each of them out-snapped Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith. Not that that's a trend that's going to happen, but the Steelers have something they can lean on. Definitely Afton. Thank you. How my boy say it? How my boy AR8 now say it? RELAX. We're going to be okay. Yeah, so, I bought it, and he was saying that to the Green Bay media and Green Bay fans 3 years ago. But it's applicable right now in Steeler Nation. So hopefully you guys relax. I saw a lot of good stuff on Sunday over in Dublin. The international game, the Steelers actually, the score isn't indicative of how the Steelers actually controlled that game pretty much from start to finish. Had it not been for some attrition and important pieces in the defensive secondary getting hurt, I think it would have held up. Overall, good game plan. They kind of neutralized Brian Flores' defensive schemes to apply pressure, to blitz, to move around. They went heavy base. They ran the ball. They ran the ball effectively. Short, quick passes. I believe Aaron Rodgers' passes for that game were like to from drop back to release was like 2.4, 2.3, like higher than what it is, and he's the highest in the NFL in getting rid of the ball. It was even higher on Sunday. Hit some of those quick slant crossing routes like that big play to DK Metcalf we saw. I believe he passed for a high percentage, 18 to 22, 200 yards, and a tub. KG, Kenneth Gainwell ran the ball really well. I think there's some talk now like, should Gainwell be the guy? No, Gainwell's not the guy. Gainwell's a good backup running back for the Steelers is what he is. Jalen Warren is much more explosive. If the O-line and the game plan had been what it was, if Jalen Warren was healthy, probably Jalen Warren would have more yards just because he's more explosive. So we're doing fine there. The tight ends, I think they'll draw some stuff up over the bye week as far as getting the tight ends more involved. So it's not like we're done seeing Jonnu and Pat Freiermuth, but we are going to see more Darnell Washington. And when they want to run the ball, when they want to set the tone, when they want to, go into 4-minute offense and try and protect the lead and win the game, we're going to see much more of 13 personnel with Spencer Anderson on the field, along with Darnell Washington, and probably Freiermuth for Jonnu. But Connor Hayward got more time, so maybe him because he's a better blocker. He can line up at H-back and be a threat from the H-back position, right? Because he's played some fullback, he's played some tight end. In Michigan State, he ran the ball, which brings me back to Connor Hayward again. Connor Hayward was the one that ran the tush push with Darnell Washington behind him, with Spencer Anderson outside of Broderick Jones. That real 13 heavy package is working while Aaron Rodgers, like Big G said yesterday, was standing in the background. First down. 10 against 11, we didn't even care because it's kind of ball the Steelers are playing. And CB, Corey Brown, you're absolutely right. Thanks, Jar Devil. Alfredo Roberts. Why did I say Edmonds? Because I believe he played with the Edmonds for Farrell Edmonds. Terrell and Tremaine Edmonds' dad, the safety used to play for the Steelers. Their dad was a tight end for the Dolphins back in the day, and so was Alfredo Roberts. Maybe they played together. What up, Dre? We doing good today, man. It is great to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. That's what I'm reminding everybody. I'm reiterating the fact that, and you can call me Richard. You can call me Miss White. You call me Richard Petty, because I'm being petty. You can call me the actress Betty White. Call me Petty White, because I'm being petty. Because I told you guys already all that fussing, whining, and crying Yins be doing that a lot of us do all the time. We get into our whole Steeler feelings. The whole coaching staff needs fired. Where you at, Claude Bishop? Teryl Austin is terrible. I still think Brian Flores is better, but Teryl Austin is a decent defensive coordinator, and he actually got to get in his bag the other day over in Dublin for the dub. So we're gonna talk about that here real quick. So let me just pull the actual show graphic up. And what this is trying to illuminate, represent, Teryl Austin, what to do next. We saw a lot of the Steelers have had one of the top 5 blitz rates in the NFL through the first 3 games before going to this game. This game we saw a much more complex package. Let's keep in mind, Deshaun Elliott came back, right? We all know how good Deshaun Elliott is. He was a huge factor. We have like 8 tackles, a sack, interception, a couple of pass breakups. So since the first half of the Jets game, we've been missing that guy. Since the third quarter of the Jets game, we haven't seen JPJ yet. We'll see him next time out. Now, Jalen Ramsey may need to rest, so it's good we're getting JPJ back because what? Now you got Elliott back there still. Thornhill looked a lot better this week in this game. I think in the absence of Ramsey, I think you go big nickel. I think you playing Porter, Slay. I think you can bring Deshaun Elliott down as a nickel back, big nickel, with Peppers back there as strong and Thornhill back there as free. I think that's got to be in the plans. I think getting Nick Herbig involved more, even though Alex Highsmith may be back. We really can keep these guys fresh because we can have a solid 3-man rotation on pass downs. Keep these guys fresh, get after the quarterback, and scheme them up. I mean, what I noticed, I don't look at film like Big G, but I look at clips, that other people put together and watch them intently. I noticed Teryl Austin putting somebody outside TJ Watt and allowing them to blitz. Whether that was Jalen Ramsey, whether that was Deshaun Elliott. He put another player on the outside. Patrick Queen had a sack. Peyton Wilson played an excellent game. We're ready. He's a bust. He's this, he's that. 2 weeks ago, Big G, homie, Big G. Who else played well for the defense? Oh, man, we've seen a lot more. Keanu Benton played good. He had a sack and a half along with his boy Nick Herbig, them Badger boys, them Wisconsin boys. They had a good game. So as we get healthier, as Highsmith comes back, as Jalen Ramsey is healthy, we've been bringing Pierre in. We get Corey Trice back, and he's replacing Pierre in those situations where you need another corner on the field. I like all that to start to happen, right? Excuse me, just a second. Didn't mean to do that. I meant to hit the mute button. Yeah, but we're seeing all that start to happen as the team gets healthy. So I'm really excited, looking forward to the team getting healthy. There's a lot of depth. Julius Peppers played 1 sack last game. We know he played great the game before against the Patriots. So with this bye week, they'll schematically make changes, implement more people. We're starting to see a lot more now that he's healthy. Derek Harmon is a man-child out there. Gets a lot of push. He's faster than I think offensive linemen think, disrupting the pocket. We see a lot of him with YA Black playing. They're playing together a lot now. So that defensive line can get a rotation going too to keep guys fresh, keep Cam fresh. Play Benton, play Harmon, play Black, play Benton, play Equale. Get this rotation going, get those guys healthy. We still missing Malik Harrison, and linebacker. Cole Holcomb snaps went down because Peyton Wilson snaps went up. But, man, we got a heck of an inside linebacker room. I mean, so as far as the defense goes, Teryl Austin drew up some different stuff. Let's not forget the Steelers held Minnesota to 6 points until there are 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. Then because of injury, things went kind of haywire. And they almost kept that touchdown off the board, that last touchdown. Keep in mind, it was 4th down. We just couldn't get to the corner to stop Stop that play. Carson Wentz evaded the rush just long enough to get that little short uh, corner, um, pylon corner pass off, and he got it off, and they scored. And that made the game more interesting. Didn't have a problem with Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers talking them into it. Fourth down, called down at the goal line. We were up 10 at the time, two-score game. We kick a field goal, go up 16, still a two-score game. 2 touchdowns beat you. But if you get that touchdown, you go up 17. Now it takes 3 scores to beat you. So I appreciate the aggression in the play calling. Now, why he didn't do it or they didn't do it at fourth down at midfield when they probably needed less, and the push had worked the time in the game, I question that, coach. Maybe somebody was living in their fears that time because it didn't work the first time you went for it. But, you instill confidence and encourage the guys. So keep that up, man. Keep being aggressive. That's like the defense. When the defense is aggressive, the Steelers are better. Have an aggressive mentality. Teryl Austin and Gerald Alexander, the DB coach, they're getting the defensive back, those guys healthy. We still haven't seen JPJ, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay, big play Slay, Elliott, and whoever you want the other safety to be it Thornhill, be it Peppers. We haven't seen those guys together yet. So I think when we see that, it's going to look different. Nick Herbig missed the first game, wasn't really healthy the second game, didn't play a lot. So as we get these pieces back, you'll see what this defense is really about. And trust me, it'll be okay. The offense trying to go ahead and play. Some people call it big boy ball. Shout out to the homie Big B, Steelers Almighty. But, we've been calling for this for a couple of years now, myself and Big G, ever since the draft with Broderick Jones and Darnell Washington. Time for the Steelers to play bully ball. That's what we're going to call it. Get off the bus with all those big guys and all that stuff. What's up, Dre? What's your question, man? What are you saying? Tate, question for you. With the Steelers on their bye week and getting healthy, is this defense turning elite? Will they be here? Will they be more elite? Oh, that's what I'm talking about, man. Definitely. I'm not ready to say they're elite yet. We haven't seen the totality of all the pieces together yet, but they definitely trending elite because the more snaps together, the more play on the field together, the more practice. I mean, this bye week is not just about getting healthy. This bye week is about throwing some stuff out and further advancing the stuff that works. We'll see a lot of that with the defense. You know what I mean? So we're at the quarter point of the season. 4 out of 16, 4 out of 17 is not quite a quarter, but may as well call it the quarter point. I guess after the first quarter of the Browns game, we'll have officially reached the quarter point. But yeah, man. I mean, the defense is going to be – I never was worried about the defense. The only thing I was not really worried about was offensive line. Broderick Jones played his best game the other day. Broderick Jones, I'm not going to say great, but he played a good game, his best game. There's no reason to think with as the season goes on and things start to – they get more time on the field together, the offensive line, Frazier, Siamalu, Jones, McCormick, Fautanu. As they get more time together, things are obviously going to be better. So, or get better because, like I said, more rapport, more repetition to each other, more practice, more like the Steelers. They didn't just run a total zone blocking scheme against the Vikings the other day. They mixed in some trapping, some pulling, some hat-on-hat blocking, some man-on-man blocking. Big G went way Diddy yesterday talking about getting physical with him, doing something bad to him. I don't know why else got to go there. Why Big G always got to go there, man? He like no Diddy land. We know Claude like the Matrix. Big D like no Diddy land. Big G, if I didn't say that. I think I said Big G, but maybe I didn't. But yeah, man, so just looking forward to seeing what after the bye brings. I think we can be really good. I think the Steelers are going to be okay. And like I said, I mean, If Baltimore loses, Cincinnati looks really bad. Cleveland, we'll see what they look like with Gabriel, but they still can't score points. So his first start is going to be this week against Minnesota in London. The Browns play the Vikings. And his second start, after they get a bye week next week when we play the Bengals, they come back Thursday night. No. The Browns play, they play this week in London. Then they play us when we come out the bye on the 6th. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So, he's seeing a Brian Flores defense and the Steelers defense back-to-back. Could be a tough one for the rookie. But, shout out Jamal McCullum. He said, what up, Steeler Nation? Thanks for tapping in. G209. What you talking about, man? The NFL is going to rig these Ravens games so the AFC North can still be competitive down the stretch. I don't think the NFL is rigging no games, though, man. I mean, man, how many games do we think Cooper Rush going to win with Baltimore's offense? I mean, he came in for Dallas and played decent for a few games a few years ago. James Wesley, what up, though? So I don't know. I don't think the NFL rigs games, though. I think that's why it's our favorite sport, really, man, because you never know what's going to happen, man. Like I said, the Giants beat the Chargers the other day. The week before, the Browns beat the Packers. And Steeler Nation, we complaining and crying about a game that, we got outplayed, but we was right there if Caleb Johnson don't give them that touchdown. Sometimes you got to win ugly. Sometimes you got to win close games. And sometimes you got to just, be okay with that. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the W. It's about the W and no L's. That's what we're going for. But, yeah, man, with all that being said, like I said, I wasn't going to be long today. Just wanted to shout out that defense. The direction is trending. That offense, as they start to maturate, play more together, designing schemes and different ways to get DK involved, replace Jalen Warren replace Kenny Gainwell with Jalen Warren. Not that Kenny G don't deserve to play, because he do. But Jalen Warren's more explosive, and Kenny G will be better coming. Oh, did he? Be better served as a backup. So, and still getting carries, but coming in as that second guy. So with all that being said, everybody, thanks for rocking out with me for a few minutes. Again, tap back in tonight, 7:15. Smash the gas with the homies Big G and Kurt. We'll be out there in these Steelers streets. And right back after that, we jump on over to Pump Your Brakes. So tap in tonight. We'll talk more about some of this and all this stuff later. Until then, it's your boy Tate. Thank you, Afton. Chat General. Hey, for Big G. Both ways, Afton. With that being said, y'all, we out. Thanks for rocking with us. See you later on the night.
Let's go.
Mamba out.
Y'all come back now. Here.